Otaku Octagon. Welcome back to another beautiful episode. So you're kind of gonna get a little special one today. So we're gonna cover some news, and I want to talk about a show that I just watched. It was something you recommended to me. So I wanna give my take on it.
Okay.
So first, I didn't even know about this until I wrote it down literally 5 minutes ago, and
What's
I
that?
prep my news prior to our shows all the time. Don to Don had a first encounter movie that made over 1 million in box offices from U.S. release in theaters.
I did not know
It ain't
about it either.
it ain't in my state
I didn't
because
hear
I looked it
anything.
up.
I literally didn't. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't look it up, but I
I looked it
saw an
up.
Instagram post, and I'm like, wait, what? It's already out?
Yeah,
Is it a movie? What?
it's a movie. I went on Fandango the minute I saw this note. I went on Fandango and I was like, and I saw it, and it's on Fandango. It's just not available in your area. And I was like,
Is it in my area?
you so dumb, bro. So stupid. That's dumb. But you'd have made $1,020,000 if you'd have been in my area. So sucks to be you. Anyways, but apparently it's a movie and it was really loved in whatever states it came out in. What, like Washington or California or one of those stupid states. No offense if you're from Washington or California. Um, is it in Virginia?
I was about to say like it's probably in my area. Like let's calm down with the.
You're in Virginia. You're not in
So it's
Washington.
it's at Potomac Mills. It's
Oh,
at the
oh,
Angelica.
interesting.
It's at the Mosaic. Like wow.
Wow.
Bet you want
Wow.
to go see a movie?
No, you're talking to me, right?
You want to go see a movie?
Yeah, babe. I will. I'll come
Yeah.
up there next weekend. We'll go watch it. But it made 1 million in box office. That's good. I mean, that doesn't mean anything really. It's a brand new anime
Yeah.
movie. People are gonna go watch it because it's anime. It could have been trash for all we know, but it made a lot of money, which means people told people told people told people, and they made money.
People been
So,
looking out for it. People been waiting for it. Like
so
it's a thing. It was a thing before we ever mentioned it. So hey, I'm not
yeah.
surprised it's doing well.
Yeah. All right. A little anniversary news here. It was 2 days ago, but Naruto's first chapter was ever brought into existence 25 years ago.
Good job, Naruto. 25
25 years ago.
years.
And they showed a little picture. I'm sure he'll find it and put it up. But it showed a little picture of Kishimoto, like right his young self in there drawing like a little Ute. You know what I'm saying? But 25 years ago today, I feel extremely old. But that's neither here nor there. Um, I am. I told you this was gonna happen, and you doubted me. You doubted me. Just like, wait, did we talk about Ninja Kamui? We talked about Ninja Kamui returning, right?
Oh
A
my
long time ago.
god.
No. This ain't
Yeah.
Ninja Kamui though.
Okay, go ahead. Go
This
ahead.
ain't Ninja Kamui. You doubted me. Cyberpunk is officially returning.
Oh yeah. No. I'm hyped for that.
Yeah,
No, I
but you
thought you were gonna
doubted me.
bring up no. There's
No, no,
Ninja
no, no, no.
Kamui. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I thought
no,
you
no,
were
no,
gonna talk
no.
about them. I don't want to talk about them.
Nah.
But no,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
I
I'm
told
looking
you
forward to
because
that.
I think we had a conversation like months ago after we did a little review on it, and I was like, they're gonna come back with a different story. Maybe it's reverse David does something different, or it's just gonna be a whole new story. Now, the article I read said a different spin on the story. I don't know what
I
that
saw a
means.
different storyline.
So I heard different. I saw a different spin. Maybe it's just how they wrote the articles
Yeah,
were
I
different,
think they mean maybe like the same story or world, just a different
but
spin,
different point of view, like
view,
different
maybe.
POV,
I
new
hope it's
main
not the same
character.
story. Like, I hope it's a new character, but I
Yeah.
hope it's not like the same story, but from Rebecca's eyes. Like, I don't need nothing like that.
I don't think they'll do that. Netflix has done really well with their animated shows. Like they won't do
Okay.
some garbage shit like that. What I would accept if it was the same story is a different path. So like video game because it is cyberpunk. So something that may happen because this does happen in cyberpunk just like a lot of other games. What you do chooses your path. Like you can choose Corpo, you can choose Wasteland, you can choose any of these paths,
So
and then it
David would
takes
have
you.
took another path.
If David would have took another path or joined another organization or did well in school or what, I mean, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw a different spin, I was like, I would actually accept that because this
I would
happens
too.
in the video game. So if David did something different, because it showed a picture of David, but I couldn't remember if that was from season one, but it showed a
Did it
picture
show a
of
picture of
him.
David? Oh, I
It
gotta go
showed a
back.
picture of him like this with like an Iron Man, like little Iron Heart thing going on, and I'm like, I don't remember that from the first season.
No matter
So
what they give us, I am prepared for more emotional damage.
I love
Let's
Cyber.
take it.
That's
I'm
I
ready
want him in.
to be like, no.
I want him and old girl to be together. Well, I kind of want him and what's her name to be together.
See, that's what you
Rebecca.
want. You want them to be a new spin
I
on the
want love,
story, and she end up
love,
being with he end up being with the
love.
right girl.
Maui loves love. Y'all know that. All
You know
right.
who else
I don't
love
like rom.
love? Just diddy
Okay.
bop it into the party, huh? You love love,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Okay.
Maui love love.
Yeah. Love. 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 But I'm really looking forward to this new Cyberpunk. I think they said it's in production right now, or it's being made in Netflix. So I'm thinking February. I mean, that's just my semi-expert
I can see
opinion.
that.
I'm thinking February 2025 ish,
Well,
maybe
the next
January.
season, so January, either January or April. I can see one
Jan-
of those.
yeah, yeah, January, April. All right, Jujutsu Kaisen, his editor hinted at a manga part two. So after the end of JJK, the editor is already hinting that there's going to be more manga coming for JJK. So
People
at
already
this
think
point,
JJK dropped the ball with the end of
at this
their manga, so
look at this point, whenever people say the end of this, the end of that, I'm like, sure, end part one.
JJK is almost done. Like they have literally two. Like I just read something on Twitter. They have literally two more chapters left. So they're
I thought they already
actually no.
finished.
They announced like when we said something. They announced like five more chapters. So this is
Mm,
now two more chapters. Either two or one more chapter left. I might be off by one. So
mm,
it's not
that's interesting.
over. It's like one more or two more chapters left.
That's I could have swore. Oh, we'll end on September 29th.
September
That's what
29th.
it says. Yeah, so it'll
So
end on
next week. So
September 29th.
one more chapter. Or the next chapter came out today. So next week will be the final chapter.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I heard they're
Okay,
dropping the
so
ball. I haven't been reading it. You know, like
I
again,
haven't seen it
I've
either.
heard where they are. I've heard some
Yeah,
outcomes, but
yeah. I've seen some things, but I haven't.
I'm gonna
I'm
read
not.
it
I'm not hip.
when I get there. I'll get there. But right now,
Sorry, we got 3 more seasons in the anime community, so I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. So we're straight. We're straight. But he ends out another chapter. It's gonna be end part one, part 1.5, and then they're gonna do end part three, end part 1.6. I don't know. Who knows?
stop.
But it is what it is. They're gonna not my hero. They're gonna Attack on Titan this motherfucker. I guarantee it. Hell, we're not. I'm not. I'm graduating college when what's it called ends. Freaking uh, Infinity Castle.
Oh
So
yeah, the
it is.
three-part
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
One
three
year.
that doesn't end until
Hey,
2027.
as long as those three parts are amazing, I'm gonna be okay with it.
And I don't even think I put this in the news. I made fun of that, but I quite literally read an article the other day that said the final part for Infinity Castle will be in 2027.
Called it.
I literally read
You
an
called
article
it.
for
You
it.
was like
I
if they're
did.
probably gonna
Yes.
do one per year, so you end when I get out of college. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
hope they don't do that.
A movie a year. I literally read it because I had a conversation with somebody else who does like production over at the church, and like, he was asking for recommendations. He's like, "Oh, just finished Demon Slayer, this and that." And I was like, "Well, you ain't finished until 2027, big dog. Relax." And
Better
he was like,
go
"No
into the
way."
manga.
And then I like looked it up. I like typed in Demon Slayer Infinity Castle 3-part movies, and it says scheduled to finish early 2027. I'm like,
I mean, at least it's early. They could wait to the like Attack on Titan, wait to the end of 2027.
yeah,
So
yeah, I'll
hopefully
be
early.
in a senior assisted living home by the time Infinity Castle ends. Anyways, all right. So this one I think you'll like. I said weeb. It says man on the article, but I put weeb. Weeb climbed Mount Everest with a straw hat from One Piece with a Luffy straw hat.
Why did
He
everybody
literally
assume I'm gonna like that?
summited Everest with a straw, and he literally has a picture of him.
You already like she brought it to me too, like showed me pictures, like
Yeah,
look. I'm like, so he climbed the
yeah.
mountain with a straw hat.
He's black
He's
too.
like, but he's but he has
Name
it's
name
Luffy's straw hat. I'm like,
name
okay,
5 niggas that have summited Everest, and then out of those 5, one that did anything anime related at the top of
yo,
Everest.
it's wild.
That's peak.
It's amazing and it's
No
peak for
pun
him.
intended.
But again, me personally, I'm like, congrats, bro. But
You know how hard it is? You pass dead bodies on the way to Everest. You
I'm
know that,
good.
right?
I would never do something like it. Maybe it's not that
But
amazing to me because I would never, ever do something like that.
I would think it'd be more
They'd be like,
amazing if
"Hey,
you
guys,
never
you
do
want
something like
you want $10,000 to climb Mount Everest? No. You want a
that.
million?
10,
No.
10K. I would climb Everest, and 10K is not enough.
A million?
So,
No. Would you do it for
yeah,
$2 million?
me, yes, but I'd have to get coaches. So this
No
is what I'd
coaches.
have
No
to do.
coaches. You get 1 year to
No,
prepare.
So I can't hire people to give me high altitude training. I can't go to a high altitude
Obviously
gym.
you can like go trainers and stuff, but once you're out there, it's on you. So you don't get nobody
Well,
like
you have to have Sherpas. You have to have guides. You
I
got to know
don't
where
know
you're
anything about
going.
that. So
Yeah, when
okay.
you go to Everest, you go to 3 base camps and then you summit. So like you go to your log. So first base camp is high altitude. You get used to altitude. Second base camp, you climb more altitude. Third base camp is where the last medics are. And essentially, like if you're getting altitude sickness, or I've watched so many documentaries of Everest. I love Everest, but if you get altitude sickness or you're realizing like this ain't for you or whatever, this is your last chance to be like fuck that, and then they'll airlift you out.
Yeah.
And then at third base camp, your Sherpa's with you the whole time. Your Sherpa's your guide. And then when you get there, your Sherpa's like, all right, we're gonna summit. We're gonna
Sorry.
start at like 3 a.m. tomorrow or some shit. And then that's when you go to the summit and then come back down to third base camp, second base camp, like over a period of time, so you can I guess altitude yourself. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I
But
think it's probably
you
the
know,
same concept as Made in Abyss, where they have to slowly come
yeah.
back up, or they'll have altitude sickness.
Yeah, yeah. And so what I was saying was trainers, as in like I can do high altitude training at gyms. I can go get a person because there's people in the States that train you for. Sometimes they even go with you if you pay them enough. But like there's people who've summited Everest who have like Everest gyms or high altitude gyms or like they train you for doing those things. So I was like, if I could do that, then yes.
But
Then
you
yeah.
can't bring them with you.
But if it's like
you and your Sherpa.
if it's like $2 million tomorrow, no, I'm not. I wouldn't survive. I wouldn't
six
go up
6 months, $2
first,
million.
first base camp.
You
My
and
head
your
would be
Sherpa.
spinning.
6 months. Would you take it?
6 months.
I say all that to say like there's no scenario where I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. Cause you're right.
I don't
First
think.
camp, I'm gonna be like, nope, I'm done.
First, I don't even think 6 months.
Where
People
do
train
where do I go pay this back?
years.
Yeah, exactly.
People train years to go to Everest. Like years. That's their whole life's goal. And people just die. People train 5 years and die on that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Is
what
that
I'm
like a
saying?
thing? Ew.
Yeah. There's literally a stat that came out. It was like 156 or something like that. People die on Everest every year or
I
something.
was just gonna
Nonsense.
ask. I was gonna think it's like maybe
Hold
5
on,
to
hold on.
10, 100 people.
It's a little less because of the technology and how things are advancing, like the air systems that they have now. But like, um, let's see, how many people died on Everest in 2023? 18 have died in 2023. Okay,
18? That's not too bad.
it's getting better. It used to be like in the like 100. You know,
Hopefully that means people learn their lesson and stop. Like, that's what I would think. That are like, maybe I should stop doing this because people are dying every year. I don't want to be a statistic. So yeah, million, 2 million. No, unless I'm going with a crew who's going to hold my hand the whole time, there's no way I would do it.
so 8 people have died so far this year on Everest. 8.
And we're in September. Not too bad. That's still a lot.
Yeah, and this is peak time to go because you don't want to go in the winter.
So this is
like,
the peak death hour, September to December.
This is the peak time to go to Everest because you want to go during the summer months. If you go during the winter months, that's when
That's the worst
like
time.
lightning storms happen, snowstorms happen, all these bad storms that people really die in, like the peak deathing hours. Like those are the times you don't want to go. You want to go during like I think they said it was like April to like September, April to October ish. Like that's when you want to take your trip. And it costs money to go there. I couldn't even afford it.
gotta
I'd be like,
pay?
well, you got to pay to get there. You got to pay for your gear. You got to pay for the Sherpa.
But
You
once
got to
you
pay.
get there and I'm at the mountain, do I have to pay to do it?
Well, no, it's not like you go to a ticket booth at fucking
Okay,
campsite 3.
you said how much money? I'm like, I gotta
No.
pay
I'm
somebody
saying
to
it
die.
costs so much money to like. It costs money to like travel to Nepal, get food and lodging, get like all this, pay for your Sherpa, pay for your oxygen tanks, pay for all your gear. Like the amount of money that I've just seen from the documentaries that people spend, it's like $20,000-$30,000. And so I'm like, wow, I ain't got money like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that seems like a grip. But no, congratulations. I think they said he was French, or you said he was French.
I think so.
Yeah, the French YouTuber. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, I mean,
Power to you. me personally.
now if he gets up there and does the all for one, go for
No, if he would have did like
Or
him
one
and
for
his
all.
crew, like all went up there and put their arms
yeah.
over the X on it, I would have been like, I fucks with it. But no,
Yeah,
I did see the because I think I reposted on Instagram with him like holding his head down, holding the straw hat.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
yeah. It was dope. It was dope. It
GG's,
was dope.
GG's.
All right, last item for the news. Just kind of an update. So, the Lord of the Rings, The War for the Rohirrim, will be nationwide. Thank you. I mean, it was made by an American company, but thank you. And December 13th is when it starts nationwide releases in theaters. So, I went and saw Beetlejuice 2 like a week ago, and they already had a trailer
Is
for
that
The War
already
for the
out?
Rohirrim.
I'm
That's been
sorry. Is
out.
that out?
It's been out. What are you doing?
Oh my word! Is it like on HBO Max? I
Might
don't.
be soon.
I don't go
It
to
might be
movie
soon.
theaters, bro.
No, it was good. It was
Was
good.
it?
It was good.
What is it
Yeah, yeah.
about?
It's about well, it's what's her name's kid now. So her name, the one that Beetlejuice was trying to marry in the first one
Mm-hmm.
to get back to the living side. Well, she's grown up now. I forgot like it starts with an L or something. I forgot what her name is like in the movie, but she's grown up now. She has her own daughter, and it's
Mm-hmm.
Jenna Ortega from Wednesday and all the other
I
shit
like
that
her.
Jenna Ortega does. Yeah, everybody does for reasons. And
Just didn't have to
um,
say it.
she's an adult, bro.
Just didn't
Um,
have to say it though.
I have to.
Okay.
But we complete each other, okay? Um, but she's now she has the power to see dead people as well, just like her mom does. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert. I mean, it's just that's
I mean, it makes
obvious.
sense, obviously.
Yeah, and then the whole thing with like Beetlejuice and him trying to still come back to the world and like her getting it's really about her daughter like getting plunged into the world of the dead and them
Mm.
having to save her essentially. Um,
Who's playing Beetlejuice? Is somebody
it's the
significant?
same, yeah, no,
Same
same.
actor.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, Batman. Oh
oh
yeah,
wow!
Batman
I
said,
didn't know he was
yep.
still playing him.
Michael Keaton.
Is he still Michael Keaton? Damn, he's old now. Is he
The
like
juice is
was
loose.
it good though? Was the same energy as the first movie? Because I actually really
Yeah,
liked the first movie.
yeah. It was weird and disturbing and funny
Mm-hmm.
and oh man, it was out of pocket.
I
Yeah,
fucks with that.
it was out of pocket. Like they
All
had this
right.
whole baby scene in the it was fucked up. But yeah, it was fucked up. Like there's some fucked up moments in
We'll
this.
see it.
But it
We'll
same
see it.
music, same score, same like everything, and it was good. Yeah, the juice is loose. But anyways, back to
Go
what I was
ahead.
saying. They did play the trailer for the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim in the theater,
Mm.
so that's how you know we're getting a little bit closer. But December 13th, I'm gonna be there. You know, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have people with me. I know there's a lot of people down here. We do. You're talking about Rings of Power earlier. We have a group that they come over to the house and we do Rings of Power. We do like the first episode. We did the first episode of when it came out, season 2, and then we watched a few of them alone. And then we're gonna do a watch party for episode 4,
Mm.
and then do a watch party for like the last episode when the last episode comes
I
out.
need to
But
catch up.
yeah, it's
I
good.
think I
It's
like
good.
got
You
three
come down too
episodes in.
when Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim comes down. You should come down because we're all gonna go and we can watch it. It looks good. People hating on it because of the whole. I, look, I know people are upset because they do the whole female main character bullshit and like this and that. Like I don't care. I
I
really
don't
don't.
care, bro. As long as it's
Lord of the
good.
like I really don't. Like Lord of the Rings has had plenty of strong hell, a woman which didn't happen in the book, but I'm not salty about it. A woman killed the witch king of Angmar in the third movie, which I don't know. You haven't watched the third movie, have you?
I mean, I've
Of Lord of
seen
the
it,
Rings.
but I've never seen it in entirety. And I'm watching
Yeah.
the long version now, the extended edition. It's like
Yeah,
four
you
hours
are.
long, so
Yeah, you are.
I'll get there
Get that long
eventually.
in you. Pause.
Eventually, I'll
Um
get there.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying there's so many. I mean, hell, even with the first two movies, there's so many strong, independent women in Lord of the Rings. That's how Tolkien has always written his women characters. Like he's good at like creating strong, powerful women. So like the fact that she's a princess who's denying her father, like sure, I don't care
Mm.
as long as there's action and it's bloody and violent, which it's gonna be. I don't give a shit. I really don't. The one thing I am concerned about was I know the creation of orcs is a little because this is his own story, but I'm not trying to get into like Lord of the Rings lore right now, but it seems more on the human against human side, and I don't necessarily like those conflicts in Lord of the Rings. They don't do those really well,
Human
personally.
versus human.
Yeah, yeah, it's like kingdom versus kingdom type shit.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not that big of a fan of in some of their
I mean,
like.
it's not like their thing, but I can see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. All right, so I watched all of the Saga of Tanya the Evil.
You like it?
Yeah, Yeah.
You liked
Oh
it?
man. Oh
It
man.
was good.
If we ever reviewed that, which I don't know if we did review that because I think it was like right before we started our podcast when it came out.
Mm.
Um, Man, that's a S tier. That's a whole S tier anime. I don't have so I know I was gonna say like I'll do a little review on it for you. The problem is I don't have anything negative to say except for it hasn't there's no season two. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
it's
Like
like
there
what, 6 years old? 5 years
it's
old?
I think it's like
I
2019, I
hate that
think.
dude.
Yeah, like I think it's like 2018, 2019 is when it came out. But that movie, and I was a little confused, and I didn't really, and at the beginning, I thought I was like maybe watching the wrong show. But when like the first episode starts, you see her already, well, him, I guess technically, but you see her already fighting in the wars and stuff like that. And then I'm like, well, doesn't he get isekai or what's going on? And then like I think it's like the end of the first episode, they show old
Mm.
boy getting pushed in front of the train and the god stopping him and him just being like, I think I'm gonna call you Being
They all
X.
turn over and start talking to
You're,
him. That shit was funny. I
he
liked
said,
it.
you're not. He said, just because you can stop time and you're talking to me, you think you're a god? Like, what does that do for me? Like, I
I
don't.
fucking care.
That, he said, in my world, that does nothing for me. I can practically do your powers at my job. So what the like, what does that do?
Mm.
And he's like, oh, I'm gonna show you that. And I think like it's just so masterfully done and how fucking psycho and crazy this motherfucker is. Because if y'all don't know about Tanya the Evil, it's about a man who is a businessman in Japan, very successful, but he's a dick, like a whole asshole. And he fires an employee. The employee pushes him in front of the train. He gets isekai'd by Train Kun, and he ends up going into a little girl's body, or like he gets born as a little girl in this new world where it's all about war. And it's literally it does the what's it called? Like World War I, World War II, and you were already telling me like people argue online
Yeah,
whether it's
I was
World
gonna
War One
ask
or World
you,
War Two.
where did you fall?
So it is in the middle of World War I and World War II, the dates, and I know they did that on purpose. However, I know you're saying it's probably been a while since you've seen it, and this
Mm.
isn't like bad that you said it wrong, but they didn't ever mention anything about Francois Kingdom or anything like that.
Mm.
Even mentioned the name of maybe another. The only thing that made sense was that there were uniforms in there that looked American and they acted American, and then their uniforms were clearly Russian. They were clearly Russian soldiers, like who Tanya the Evil was, but they were going up against Americans. But they've never done that in World War One, World War II.
Mm-hmm.
They've always fought like the Russians have always fought independently, but they were always against the opposing team, like
Were
a
they the
Russian American.
Russians in the in, or were they not the Germans? Yeah,
No, they had
it
to
was
be
really
Russian.
weird.
They
Okay.
100% because they
I
had
mean,
it. They
I thought
had
I was going
symbols.
crazy for a while because it was like weird to me, but I just
Yeah,
like assumed it was this, and this.
yeah. They had symbols that essentially resembled the sickle and hammer,
Mm.
like the old Soviet Union symbols, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like so, I was like, these are obviously Russians. You know what I'm saying? They did have some German elements, and they did have some people that looked French. So they did depictions of people. You know what I'm saying? They did depictions, but they didn't like they didn't mention like names weren't mentioned. They like, oh, this kingdom or this united forces, and then like they had people that looked American or people that had American garbs on and shit like
Mm.
that. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I think they said this was in like 1929. I think this is when this was taking place, if I remember correctly. And this is after World War I ended
Yeah,
and
but
before
before
World
World War
War
Two.
Two. World War Two. Me personally, and we talked about this when we did that 300 episode. I asked you if it had steampunk vibes. Yes, that does. It is technically kind of steampunk esque.
Mm.
It's not like full on. There's so many more shows and movies that are very, very steampunk,
Mm-hmm.
but the types of more steampunk is more like the term came about from like steam engines. So they use like steam guns or like a steam arm, like they got their arm blown off, so they
Mm.
have like a steam like mechanical arm, but they're still in old times.
Mm.
But it shows like an advancement of technology with still a regression of society,
I was thinking like
essentially.
cyberpunk when you said
Mm-mm.
steampunk, and I was like,
No,
no.
if you look up anything steampunk, it's like people that have like gears for arms, or like they have like a robot arm, but it goes by gears. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an advancement in technology, but still a regression of society. So it's like rudimentary, futuristic
So
technology. If
would
that
Full Metal be somewhat steampunk?
Yes, technically, but because it is in a category of animation,
Mm-hmm.
it's not classified as steampunk because it's not. it's in its own category outside of the realm of cinematic viewing. So yes, that would be an element of steampunk because everything is like kind of steam related, and it has like steam engines and like stuff like that, but it's in its own reality. And I think I told you there was like a movie on Sci-Fi Channel because I told you I used to love like the B-rated sci-fi flicks whenever they'd come out on Sci-Fi Channel. I loved them. I just watched kind of one of them last night because I have a whole list of movies I haven't gotten to yet, and I'm finally knocking those out. Um, but it was literally about World War II, but people were turning into like zombies, and it was a whole. They had steam engine balloons, they had like steam rifles, they had like steam Gatling guns, like everything was all gears and steam, but they were still in World War II garb, still old cars, still old, olden times, just with rudimentary futuristic technology. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what people, the reimagining of steampunk is what people thought would have happened if our Renaissance didn't happen. So if the Renaissance of religion and art didn't happen, people would have thought we would have been in a more steampunk-esque era because our technology would have advanced only to a point to where only everything was made out of steam instead of creating energy, electricity, things like that. So um, that's what people's take on steampunk is. But
Yeah.
this does have an element. It's just without the steam, they replace it with magic.
Yeah.
So it's a little steampunk esque, and I love anything steampunk. I love steampunk shit. Like I don't know what it is about old stuff, but like steam engines, I love that. But this is replaced with magic, but they still have like the technology looks the same. The boot and the chest harnesses that they're wearing to
Yeah.
fly, that all looks like that would be what a steampunk flying like jetpack would look like. You know what I'm saying? Except for
But they're
it's not
just using
steam.
magic.
That they're just using magic, right?
Gotcha.
How some of their artillery looks, how some of their guns look, like it all looks like what steampunk would maybe look like on a smaller scale,
Yeah.
but they're using magic. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
can see
saying?
what you mean now.
So it did have a little bit of essence in that, and I love that part of it. Um, her her having to pray to the god every time she uses her magic tool is hilarious. But first, her prayers are bangers though. Like the fact that she comes up with those prayers, like it's like the dude you've seen Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
like the sniper that just comes up with those prayers on the spot that are just some of the hardest prayers you've ever heard, and he's like,
Yeah, I remember the guy. I just can't remember the prayers.
yeah, well, he's just like, Lord, we beseech you to lay waste to our enemies and not
Oh
allow.
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
just
He
has
was
this like whole
Tanya
speech.
was a a
Yeah,
psychopath, but a eloquently well spoken
yeah.
psychopath.
She was a literary biblical genius. Like she does better prayers than people that I know. That people are deep in. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was like, it's like was it Braveheart? I think it was just like, Lord, make me fast and accurate. Like, like so when she was reciting her prayers, I was like, damn, okay, shit, like okay, and then she like goes buck wild. Um, I guess, well, maybe the one thing I didn't like about it, not, I guess not like didn't like, and it was an okay addition, but her like nemesis, like that dude who had the whole family, and then she stole his rifle, and he kept trying to come after her and kept trying to kill her and kept trying to kill her and kept
At
trying
the
to kill
end,
her, and then he put her on the ropes. But I'm like, this nigga, I get that the god was fucking with her and giving other people the same powers, but I don't know. It just seems like they power skilled him up a little bit too much to her level. Like I still don't think over that period of time he should have been able to keep her on her toes like that
it
when she
was
bodied his shit
it
almost
was the
immediately.
fact that he caught them off guard, though, right? Like
Hmm.
he had to catch them off guard, and he caused mass casualties and confusion from the jump. And then
Yeah.
she had to be basically off the back foot, just
Yeah.
trying to be able to fight him off while saving
Yeah.
her people around. I don't think he was on her level, but he was a lot more than she expected, and
I mean, and
a lot of
I get that
confusion. Fog
I
of
get
war.
that hate. I get that hate is a good fuel to run off of, and just anger, and just didn't fucking care anymore. But like he was on her ass, and I was like, unlikely. I'm sorry. Like she never gets caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
she
yeah,
never gets caught off guard. And then all of a sudden this nigga can do it. And again, like I said, I know the god was like fucking with her and giving other people these powers. Like he kept jumping in. Yo, he's so petty, bro. Like he kept jumping into. He
He's
kept whenever
petty.
she killed when the dudes at the radio station were like, they haven't noticed us. Let's get all our recordings and like get out of here or whatever. And she was like, yep, spotted you, and blew their shit up. And then that dead dude was sitting there, and she was just like, da 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 da, and he was like, boo. So you think that you, and she was like, motherfucker. like Every time he shows up, she's just like, "Fuck," and
I
she
love
tries to
that
kill
show.
him.
It was just funny. Like I just knew from the like the comedy of the show, like the
Hmm.
religion aspects, like the old school war. I just knew all these things were things that were definitely on your list of these are the
Hmm.
things I like to watch in anime.
And
So I was like, you
and
gotta watch this.
one of my biggest complaints about kingdom related shows, and I think there's one reason why I understood this one a little bit better, but the biggest reason was, I hate whenever they do like fighting and then they go into politics, right? I hate when they have that terrible transition. One, the transitions in this were beautiful between like the fighting to coming back to being really, but I think I also understood it, right? We were both in the military, like going out to fight or going out for deployments and then coming back and having to listen to the government, listen to orders, listen to this, where we're going next, this and that. Like I understood that a little bit better than I would have, a regular Magic Kingdom weird, like the Slagan Slugan Kingdom doesn't like the Sligan Slagan Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. That shit just takes me, like, kind of keeps me off guard. But the transitions between each one of their like fighting scenes and deployments to coming back and her having to do like something political and then going back on deployment and then coming back and doing something, it was just so beautifully done that it didn't bother me, and I understood it. They kept it to a minimum, what we needed to know, who was where, what we're trying to do. But I also looked at it from a point of view of world wars, and I watched a lot of world war documentaries, and they showed maps of like where they're spreading. Now, one thing I will say is I think they were trying to portray themselves, they were 100% Russian, don't get me wrong, but I think they were also trying to portray themselves as Germans, because when they constantly kept showing the map of where they were spreading, it was the map that we've seen on World War II documentaries when Germany was spreading to like the different countries.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same exact map, and I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it,
Yeah, it's like they were trying to say it without saying it. They were like throwing a whole bunch
Yeah.
of things to throw you off, but they're like, but
You know,
it's okay.
you know who we are.
But
You
we
know
can't
who
say
we
it.
are.
But you know.
Anyways, we appreciate you guys for sticking around for my rants and just these random segues, because this is an Otaku channel. Sometimes we gotta talk. If it's a little slow news week, we'll kind of divert. It is what it is.
That's
Hands,
what it
hey,
is.
Drewski, little, you got me. You got me. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate you guys for sticking around. Next week is gonna be
Maybe.
next week. It should be.
Should be.
11s of most of them came out last week.
Should be. I just want to be.
Should
I just
be.
want to be sure. So should 90%.
Yeah,
90%.
we're gonna look and see which ones completed, which ones have their last episodes. If it's a over under and it's under, we're gonna wait a week. But if it's over, we'll
Yeah, we'll
probably do
probably just
it.
do it next week.
But
We
we're
don't
gonna
really talk
do
about the
our.
last episode anyway, so we can do it off episode
I
11.
feel, yeah, it depends on if there's like a big fight coming up. Who knows? Who knows? There's sometimes big fights on 12.
We'll wing it.
So
Wing it.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we should be doing our tier list final wrap up of this season of anime that is just out right now. We got some good ones. Some of them are staying S's. Some of them kind of dropped for me. So, there's some ones that I put up high and they're kind of,
Yeah.
trickling down. So,
Okay.
trickling. So we'll see. We'll see how this ends. We gotta. I don't know, because to be honest, we're on 11 of them now, and I need to go watch those 11s, and I haven't seen it. Like it hasn't. It's
Gotta go watch
giving.
the 8s, the 9s, the 10s. I got stuff I need to watch.
Well, there's some I haven't caught up on, like Wisteria. I wanted to wait. I'm on 5 because I wanted to wait to binge it.
As soon as that drops, that is something I'm watching. I'm pretty sure it's something it dropped today or last night. I need to watch it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I actually was preoccupied with one of the movies and the other shows, so I was like, I can distract myself from not watching this yet. So I'm gonna binge that one. But some other ones, it's just giving nothing's gonna happen. Like you would have to do something extremely crazy in this last episode for it to do anything. So I'm just like, if we're on episode 10 and I'm already like it dropped a category, I don't see it picking back up in the last 2 episodes. Like it doesn't. You have to do something drastic for it to fucking like really pop back up. So failure frame. But anyways.
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah. Anyways. But we appreciate you guys for sticking around. We love you. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring notification bells down below. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know some random stuff you're watching down in the comments. We say it all the time. We're getting more views, but we're not really getting a lot of comments. So please leave some comments down there. Some random stuff you're watching. Maybe it's an older anime or maybe something you like for this video. I talked about Tanya the Evil, so let us know of something old that you've been watching recently. But we appreciate you guys, and peace out.
Peace.